Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. I want to see what's going on this morning after the moon is still full, the sun's rising, and it's burning off the fog. It just started. So we've got creativity and intuition. Creativity and intuition. It's a beetle and a spider. I'm hearing Dreamweaver. Okay, some of you in this collective, there's something with your dreams, like your intuition comes through your dreams. Also, I feel like your inspiration for creativity also is coming through your dreams. With the full moon last night and today, the moon controls our emotions, and our emotions are what ultimately ping our intuition, our nervous system. So there's something about creatively expressing our intuition, or even creatively expressing our emotions. I had a interesting night last night. Me and Adam actually sat in the car and had a conversation, like not yelling, screaming, arguing, anything like that. It was a decent conversation for the first time in months. But with that full moon, I also had some past resurface. And I kind of felt like it was coming. My intuition's also been rather on point for the last couple of days too. So let's see. Can you tell me about creativity, please? Thank you. Oh, the Nine of Pentacles. Independence. The Nine of Pentacles is about you have built your foundation so strong that you don't need to depend on anybody for anything. You've got your own back. You recognize that you don't need a savior because you are your own savior. And there's a song by Rise Against called Savior. Maybe you should listen to that today. Can you tell me something else, please? Thank you. The Eight of Swords. I'm hearing that you unchange yourself, and that's how you got to that Nine of Pentacles situation. So the Eight of Swords, although this one's different. Let's see if you can see it. In the Rider-Waite Tarot, she's tied up with rope. All she's got to do is back up to that one sword and cut the rope and set herself free. This is Jupiter in Gemini. This is an expansion of communication, expansion of our expression. Gemini also has to do with duality. The good, the bad. Nothing is inherently good or bad. And when balanced, everybody is good and bad. She's blindfolded Yeah, this person's blindfolded, and it looks like their intuition is sitting in the solar plexus. Creativity. And it's right in the center. Creativity. Okay, so the Eight of Swords is about, this particular card is about creatively expressing yourself in order to free your mind. These two cards together tell me that you found your authenticity. You found your authenticity. Okay, so there's the creativity. Learning how to creatively express yourself to get your point across, because you're no longer bound by anybody else's role or perception of you. So can I get a couple cards, please, on intuition? The Hanged Man. One more. No, that's too many. One more, thank you. Oh, the Hanged Man and the Empress. It's 3 and 12 is 15. That's 6. And I was kind of hearing something about balance, the balance of divine masculine and divine feminine in the intuition card. Someone in this collective is learning how to shift perspectives. The Hangman card can be sacrifice. It can be stagnation or feeling stagnant. But the Empress is the divine feminine. She's sitting in her power. She's intuitive and creative, and she has balanced her heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And this Hangman kind of reminds me also of the Eight of Wands, where she's rapidly shifting between the upper chakras and the lower chakras. We have double Taurus here. Taurus and Capricorn. No, Venus and Capricorn. And the Empress is grounded too. This is also Venus energy. Venus is about our emotions, our heart space. The Empress is, like I said, balanced from her heart, her throat, her third eye, and her crown. She's very balanced. She's healed her mental state, so she's thinking clearly. She's able to receive downloads and not respond or not react from her trauma or her pain. She's able to respond from her heart and her crown. She's able to speak her truth. She is able to have compassion. Her intuition is strong, but without discernment, intuition is just feelings. And her discernment is also strong. So she's able to discern whether or not this is something that needs to be reacted to or responded with. Creativity and intuition make me feel like I need to pause this video for a second. Okay, so the underlying energy, intuition, says you are wide awake and able to perceive a higher level of awareness that helps you recognize secrets and subconscious intentions. The intuitive beetle is using the third eye gate to see through the prism of distortion. The answers you are seeking will come from within, from your divine knowledge and inner wisdom. Intuition will help you read people's body language and facial expressions if they're in disagreement with their words and actions. Allow time and space to practice putting your newly found feelings into words, but know that your present situation will benefit significantly from your keen intuition. Also, your current situation, you're dealing with you gotta be creative. And with the Hanged Man, I feel like you're going to have to learn how to see things from different perspectives. The Hanged Man, this is about, shifting the way that you see the world. So using your intuition to read people to know whether or not you are needing to change. You've freed yourself from these chains of your own mind, so you're able to flip and change. The full moon last night and today both, because our bodies are 70% water, 75% water, whatever it is, it's a supermoon. So the gravitational pull on the earth is going to be stronger. I mean, yesterday I saw very high tides last night, and I'm seeing very low tides this morning. So that's going to affect your body in a very similar way. I don't know. Is there anything else we need to know here? Okay, 3 of Cups. Ooh, nice justice. Okay, 3 of Cups in the Tower. Remember, towers aren't always bad. Towers are indicative of change that needs to happen. And then the 5 of Cups and Justice. Mars and Leo. No, Mars and Scorpio. Justice. The 5 of Cups is the disappointment that we're constantly looking at. We're looking at our disappointments. We're spending too much time focusing on them, and we're not seeing that we have good things that are happening for us, that are just, like behind us. If we would just turn around, if we would just shift our perspective, change the angle that we're looking from, we would be able to see that we have 2 very full cups. And we can practice gratitude in seeing those 2 cups. The Justice card here is telling me that collective, there is a balancing that's going to happen. We're going to stop seeing our cups as being empty and spilled. Don't cry over spilled milk, I just heard. So justice is coming to rebalance the universe. We've got the 3 of Cups here. This is community. This is teamwork. This is collaboration. And then we have the Tower. This tower has got to fall, and we rebuild from the pieces that are left behind. And I feel like the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Cups and the Empress. And the Four of Swords. All right. Some of you need to rest. It's you need to really, in order to start rebalancing your body, you need to take the time to rest. All right, so this Tower, you may feel like you have to jump ship. In whatever situation is going on in your life. Excuse me. Let me just take these for a second. These cards at the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Cups, this is your underlying energy. You may be getting a shitload of downloads, many messages, many things that you are trying to process. I know for me personally, I'm trying to process an abandonment wound that I just quite literally a couple of days ago recognized that this abandonment wound affects my judgment, and it creates reactivity. It makes me want to start investigating so that way I can prove to the people that I'm investigating against that they were wrong and that I got them. But I already know. So why am I going and gathering evidence against them when I already know, and just let it be? Again, with the Four of Swords, we've got Jupiter in Libra. Libra is the Justice card. Libra is the Justice card. And Jupiter is about expansion. Jupiter expands us to the point where we reach our sovereignty. So, and then I'm also hearing about dreams and sleep. That takes me back to the, where did it go? Yeah, to the creativity card. Even with the Three of Cups, collaboration with other people is going to be necessary with this full moon cycle. Maybe bouncing ideas off of friends. Bouncing your problems off of friends. You know, sometimes I find that if I can talk to people about what I have going on, then I'll get this like light bulb moment that will lead me to a different perspective of thinking, so that way I can process it a little bit different, because sometimes we have to get creative with our thought processes in order to change a perspective. Like, you just have to bouncing ideas off of people. This Four of Swords doesn't remind me of sleep and meditation. This Four of Swords reminds me of somebody who needs to start loving the hard parts of themselves. Someone who needs to embrace the bad thoughts. I just heard that this journey, the spiritual journey that we are on, is ultimately about creating. It's about creating. It's just like that post that I made yesterday. You know, we relate to people. You know, we make friendships, and we have clients, and we find things that we have in common, so we relate. And then we bump heads, and there's friction. But friction's not always bad, because within friction, is expansion and growth. And in friction is also creation. When two people meet and fall in love with each other, that friction creates new life. So this full moon message for today and last night is ultimately about our intuition and our creativity. And there's no point in this life other than to create. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.